And for Seattle, they've got the tiebreaker with Minnesota. They come into the night tied with the Lynx, so a lot still on the table for both teams.
We highlighted Candace Parker and Natasha Howard at the tip of the game, but Mary, something of note, the backcourt is something we also need to keep our eye out on with Jordan Canada and Chelsea Gray.
Sure, and for Canada, tied with Howard for steals in the league. They're 1 and 2 basically, and you've got to take care of the ball when you play Seattle.
On the baseline, just Natasha Howard couldn't keep her hands on the ball, so Sparks have the ball.
You mentioned with lineups, NECA sat out the last ball game. She is back.
Top of the key finds Raquana Williams, speedy to the bucket, but can't get it to fall.
Raquana was very quiet Tuesday night, just 3 points in the win over Atlanta.
She picks up the foul there against Jewel Lloyd. And you mentioned it, very quiet night for her, especially coming off of a game for her season high, 37 points against Vegas.
7 threes in that Vegas loss.
Tied the franchise record for the Sparks as Jewel Lloyd steps up to the free throw line for 2 free throws.
Lloyd has had a very interesting season. Before she got injured, averaging 17 points a game. After the injury, about 9 points a game. So you know, as she just continues to feel better, as you maybe roll into the playoffs, maybe she'll get back and start doing Jude Lloyd things.
Well, when you're taught by the best, and Kobe Bryant, a lot of people know that name is Tierra Ruffin, Brad, gets a field goal, and I know that she struggled from the floor in the last few games.
Yeah, she has scored just 4 points, 1 of 13 shooting over the last 4. That one has to feel good.
Natasha Howard from the outside, Barry, that's the bottom of the bucket for good reason.
That's why she's in the conversation for MVP. You can run her in the post. She runs the floor so well and then steps outside and knocks down threes.
Very interesting what Dan Hughes said about her just playing both sides of the floor. She's really cleaned up the boards, especially with Breanna Stewart out. Nneka Ogwumike now back on the boards. It's good to see her back on the floor for the Sparks.
She brings a lot at both ends.
The fake by Natasha Howard at the top of the key. The shot rims out. Raquana going right at Jewel Lloyd, trying to add a little sauce to the move, but couldn't finish.
Sauce didn't finish. Exactly right.
Natasha Howard again from the three-point line. And if you didn't know by now, Natasha Howard needs to be guarded from the three-point line.
Exactly right. You can't run back into the paint and think you're going to get back out there in time. You got to find her early.
Nneka attempt over Russell. No good. That bucket almost went down, Mary, mainly because they had to play her on the three-point line.
Exactly right. Nice move to the bucket by Parker and a beautiful feed from Gray.
Scoring in double figures the last 4 out of 5 games. Candace Parker had a double-double in the previous game as well. That might have been a heat check, Mary.
LA fans have watched this all season long. The beautiful dish from Chelsea Gray, streaking down the floor, catch and just put it up softly against that backboard, and Parker on the board.
Chelsea Gray trying to get the ball back over Jordan Canada with the matchup. The jab. A lot of attraction for her, and the ball almost fell in. That's a matchup we're going to keep our eyes out on. Jordan stopped in the paint.
It's a tough matchup for Jordan, just because she can get back down by Gray.
Dan said it was very interesting that last year she was being thrown a lot of different things, but just like that, we'll have to put that on hold because Nneka Ogwumike on the glass again.
I know the NFL is starting tonight, but that looked like a quarterback hitting a wide receiver on the post. That was a beautiful pass.
Russell slipping the screen. Pretty much just dribbles the ball right into the hands of Tierra Ruffin-Pratt. Chelsea from outside. Misses everything. Natasha Howard streaking down the floor, passes it off to Jewel Lloyd for the third three-pointer for the Storm.
The body control from Howard to catch, not come down, and rifle it back outside. A tremendous pass from Howard.
An instinctive pass, what Dan Hughes really likes about her game this season. Out with the matchup on Candace Parker. 3 on the shot clock. She gets all the way to the rim, but can't finish. But does draw the foul.
The Parker pass, head up, one dribble, Necker running, deliver, kick out. Lloyd lines it up. You're exactly right. 3 of 5 from distance. Seattle.
All of the field goals for the Storm are from behind the arc as Candace Parker misses the first free throw. And Nneka Ogwumike takes a trip to the bench, and her sister subs in, Shanae Ogwumike. Candace talking to herself a lot like her mentor, Kevin Garnett, would do at the free throw line.
Shanae had a tremendous game. She had a double-double against Atlanta on Tuesday.
Power move by Mercedes Russell.
You watch her and we forget, she is just in her second year. Her first year as a starter. You talk about most improved players in the league. She probably won't get it. Not a lot of conversation, but having just tremendous upside this year.
Entry pass by Chelsea Gray. You can't say it enough. Her awareness of where her teammates are on the floor.
Beautiful pin. Ball's there right when it needed to be.
Clark lines up no good. Tierra Ruffin-Pratt for the solid rebound. Raquana Williams with a hand in the face. The shot is no good. Alicia Clark comes down with her first rebound. Mary, both teams said they wanted to set the pace. They wanted to do a better job of creating that pace in the game. Would you say it's gone either way so far?
I think they're both doing a nice job of getting up and down the floor.
5 on the shot clock with Natasha Howard going right at Shanae Ogwumike, draws the foul.
One of the best assist people in the league. Chelsea Gray, beautiful dish inside to Shanae, who's ready, delivered, mismatch, take advantage. Dan Hughes wants offensive pace. He's got it so far. Russell swings it, nice screen. Howard from the left wing for 3. In transition, Howard right baseline for 3 from Canada. Push ahead. Howard touches it again. This time the assist in the corner. This time Jewel Lloyd, 2-time All-Star. Cooking on all cylinders from distance right now. And how good is Howard?
Well, very good right now. She's 2 for 5 from the field. Already knocked down 2 of her 3 3-pointers with 6 points. But Mary, Seattle's in the top 5 for 3-pointers made in the league. So this is a team that's looking for that shot. And 3 of their 4 buckets outside of that free throw by Natasha has come from outside the arc.
And Howard 4th in scoring, 3rd in blocks, 6th in rebounding, and tied for 1st with her teammate Jordan Canada, the guard, in steals. It's an unbelievable stat line.
What's very interesting is that the Sparks and Storm played preseason. I had a chance to talk to Natasha after the game. She said, my goal for this season is to improve defensively. She said, I'm going after Defensive Player of the Year, and you can see how she's applied that in the season.
She just might get it.
Like to see what her vision board looks like. Foul on the play. Going against Natasha Howard.
Sid Weiss on the floor for the LA Sparks.
Finds Candace at the top of the key. Pump fake and all the way to the basket. That's smart basketball.
Well, it's interesting. Howard's done the same thing to Parker a couple times. Hard fake, you take it, and then you go
Howard draws the double team, gets rid of the ball, and Alicia Clark still looking for on the baseline. Lloyd from the corner barely grazed the rim, and Chanae Gwumike in the right place at the right time. Chelsea Gray all the way to the rim. Did the seam part just a bit.
No, a lot. It's Chelsea Gray. She should be drawing a crowd, not finding open space.
There was a lot of it on that layup. Tia Rufferpat on the floor. Comes up with the steal, finds Candace Parker. Candace Parker with the mishandle at the top of the key.
The dish from Weiss, little head fake, and the finger roll, and then Chelsea. Boy, she does that so beautifully, doesn't she? You just feel like she's going to dish or she's going right. She comes right back inside. You roll right with her when you watch that replay.
Mercedes Russell to the bench as Crystal Langhorne checks in the game. And that move was a little reminiscent of Elena Deladon when she faked to the corner for the layup. Lisa Clark went to the corner as well on that play. Langhorne from the top of the key. Howard gets the rebound, finds Langhorne again, going against Chanae. Grazes the front of the rim.
Langhorne was probable with a knee injury coming in, so they're excited that she can play.
Sid Weiss with the three. After Candace Parker rebounds her own miss.
Last two games, Sid Weiss 0 for 8 and 0 for 6 from 3. That feels good.
So, Mary, all of the Spartans' points have been in the paint outside of that shot by Sydney Weiss. It's been a tale of two teams as Sid Weiss streaking down the floor and one for Sid Weiss.
And Weiss has done this all season long, whether she has started or come off the bench. She gets down the floor in a hurry, stretches it. Sometimes you can find her, but she's making transition possible with just plain hustle.
At the very beginning of the season, Derek Fisher said, I want my team to play with pace. Transition is what we're looking to do more of. It certainly worked for them so far in this game.
Whitcomb on the floor for the Storm.
Jordan Canada is one of those slippery players in the paint. You almost question, like, how did she finish that?
Exactly right, especially amongst the trees.
Well, you saw a lot of her at UCLA when she did just that. Chanae going at Natasha Howard. Candace Parker, power dribble, draws the foul, but also holding her face after the contact. Crystal Langhorne picking up her first personal foul. That's also the 15th foul for the Storm.
LA on a 10-2 run.
Skata Lewis coming in the game for Alicia Clark.
Skata Lewis from Pomona went all the way across the country to Yukon, to the snow, to play for Gino Auriemma.
A lot of people would travel from all over the world to play for Gino Auriemma and his track record and being the champion and all-time in NCAA titles as well.
It's the same thing from Chico. Diana Taurasi leaves sunny California to go out to play at UConn as well.
Brianna Stewart, who is also on a team that suffered an Achilles tear, so still rehabbing and getting back. Masha Vadiva checks in the game for Candace Parker, as well as Elena Baird, who hasn't had a lot of minutes in the past few games, but is working her way back for rehabbing her hamstring and calf.
Yeah, missed 15 games this season with the assorted injuries.
Less than a minute in the first. Masha finds Chanae, goes after it, and Chanae is picking up right where she left off. Natasha with the spin, finding Langhorne, but not before Sydney Weiss sends it to the third row.
And a big reason for the success of LA so far in this first quarter is they've taken care of the basketball. Just one turnover. The spin, the diva, great help in the coming across. Weiss a little late, dropping in the hole, but enough to block it out of bounds.
A few subs for both teams. Alexis Jones comes in for the Sparks, and Shavonte Zealous in for the Storm. Howard, pump fake shot, and it's no good. Movavi with the rebound.
And Alexis Jones hasn't played in a while. You know, she's excited to be back on the floor.
Screen at the top of the key between her and Chiney Ogwumike. Working the baseline. And doesn't get the look she wants on the baseline.
Alexis Jones, a DMP coach's decision, the last two. So gets on the floor tonight. This is an LA team with lots of depth. Chelsea Gray's been playing a lot of minutes of late.
Chelsea Gray and Nneka Ogwumike as well. And Natasha Howard all the way to the bucket. Doesn't get it to fall, but either way, stepping to the free throw line, her aggression from the top of this game has been insane.
Already 8 points, 3 rebounds, and assists for Howard.
If there's any other way to explain her game at this point, it's the sense of urgency that she's been able to play with, especially with the loss of Sue Bird and Breanna Stewart in the lineup. Dan Hughes said, I haven't asked her to pick up in these areas, but she has done that already just with her play at the beginning of the season.
And you made a great point of the people she has played with in her stops prior to coming to Seattle, and certainly taking advantage of all that wisdom.
2 on the clock. Chelsea Gray gets it blocked with the length and wingspan of Natasha Howard.
An outstanding first quarter of offense by the LA Sparks. But Howard doing her part for Seattle. Going big from deep. Chiney off the bench, doing a nice job, and then Sid Weiss, hey, let's just run the floor. Come on back for quarter number 2. LA 25, first quarter points, 18 of them in the paint. Nneka backs Russell down. The pin by Chiney, you go a little high-low. Just a little touch pass by Gray, drops it on in, like we swing it. The diva delivers. Chiney goes to work again. 18 points in the paint. Seattle just 4.
Both teams finding success in different categories, Mary, at this point. The Storm shooting 42%, almost 43% from the three-point line. And then the Sparks 25. But on the flip side, as you said, most of their points coming inside the paint. They're shooting 47% from the field.
Beautiful post defense by Langhorne. The finish by Howard with the rebound.
Skater Lewis. Movavi tips it enough that Alexis Jones can come up with the ball.
The diva can hit that. And it's a layup drill.
And just piling it on. So yes, you can shoot from the three-point line as well, but getting it done on the inside.
Be ready and Wickham. She can pull the trigger from deep for Seattle.
33% from the three-point line. Alexis Jones lets it fly, and that's one way to own your minutes, Mary.
Exactly right. Come out, don't hesitate, put some shots up.
And that bucket by Jones is leading to a Seattle Storm timeout as the Sparks are up 30-19 in the second quarter. It's been a fun one, getting hot from the three-point line for the Sparks. Welcome back to LA. Well, let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. On Sunday, catch the Sparks in their final home game of the season as they host the Minnesota Lynx at 1 p.m. on ESPN2. For more on this game, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app.
How about the job that Cheryl Reeve is doing with Minnesota this year? No Maya Moore, no Lindsay Whalen. A pretty good draft pick playing well for them.
I would definitely agree. She was up there in Coach of the Year in my standings as well, Mary, and she just getting the job done, but that's what she does, has the best winning percentage of all WNBA coaches.
Simone Augustus has been hurt for so much of the year. But you got Big Still, you got a chance.
There you have it.
And it'll be Pam Ward and LaTrina Robinson on the call. The great Rebecca Lobo back in the studio in Bristol.
Some of our favorites in the business. Seattle foul called against Courtney Paris. Natasha Howard taking a trip to the bench. Mercedes Russell checks in. Natasha Howard, the only Storm player in double figures. And actually on either side, Natasha Howard, the only player in double figures.
Seattle style play. They need to disrupt. They need to get steals. They need to get in transition. It has not happened yet.
Mega shot long. Zealous almost spun her way into 2 points underneath.
What a great pass.
It's a beautiful pass by Wickham. Just as a point guard, you always want to get the ball to your post player, no move needed.
Exactly right. Lead them to the bucket. Be their eyes for what's going on behind them. Don't lead them into trouble. What a career by Wickham out of the University of Washington. It's one of those players that, how bad do you want it? Stay with it.
6 on the shot clock for Seattle. They're still trying to find Zealous in the corner. And are you surprised that, of course, she knocks down the 3?
Good patience on the pass by Courtney Paris as well.
So Bunnies missed a couple possessions for the Sparks. Russell shooting over the stretched arms of the Diva. Wickham gets the ball back and launches it as if it was 2 seconds on the shot clock. And Alexis Jones is going to slow it down just a bit for the Sparks. Nneka all the way into the paint, and that was a late call. It's on the back of her leg. Taking some time to get up. So Nneka Ogwumike, good sign of her getting up. You can see the right leg and knee of Mercedes Russell. This will be a better angle.
Yeah, right there. And this crowd took a deep breath and waited till she got up. And Derek Fisher already concerned about load management with Nneka. Talk about dealing with adversity as far as injuries, suspensions. The Diva out of the country, playing for Eurobasket for Russia. It's been a lot of change for the first-year head coach, and he's really handled it well.
His approach has been no excuses, and if those players are going to be out, especially with the absence of Candace Parker in the first few games and Elena Beard not getting a lot of tick, as well as Mercedes Russell with a beautiful move on the inside. Another player, Dan Hughes, said it could be in that most improved category.
In her rookie year, she averaged about 6 minutes a game. This year, 26.
Get your cameras out, folks, because Chelsea Gray is in the building with another beautiful pass. Natasha Howard not slowing down from the outside. She is 2 for 4 from long distance. And Jewel Lloyd looked like she had a layup on the other end. But let's go back to Chelsea Gray.
Just does such a great job of, I'm not going to pass it, takes your attention away, and then finds the Diva in stride. All she needs is a peek, and it's like she's got eyes in the back of her head.
I would say she does. Of course, she's compared to Magic Johnson. I wish we had a highlight reel of just his passes and how amazing those were. And for her to be in the same breath as the great Magic Johnson tells you a lot about her game.
And I'm going to go slash Tisha Penichero and add her to the conversation. Very similar looks to passes from the great Penichero.
She said that was her idol and role model growing up, looking at her passing ability. And Shavonte Zealous with the long two knocks down another one.
It's exactly what you want from a scorer off the bench. Come in, be ready, shoot when you're open, make good things happen. The diva in stride.
In stride, why? Because of Chelsea Gray's pass.
But in 6 minutes of play, the diva off the bench, 6 points, 3 rebounds, an assist.
And then Jewel Lloyd with her 7th point of the night. Doesn't take long for her to get going. Timeout for the Sparks. It's really gone back and forth for both teams scoring-wise, so hopefully we'll see some defense coming back from the timeout. Well, we'll have it coming back. Sparks up 36-27. Welcome back. The Sparks have been on a surge in this second quarter, and you can see them on the bench getting things together. So no time like the present to talk about the bench. 19 points from that second unit.
Yeah, they have been terrific. Sid Weiss off the bench. Couple of threes. She's got 6 inside to Chene. Making an impression early on tough post-ups. She's got 4. When you've got Chelsea Gray passing the ball, the diva says, I'll take it. She's got 6. Then Alexis Jones, she's got the triple. Tuesday night against Atlanta, the bench, 14 points already here in the first half. 19.
Halfway through the second quarter. Chelsea Gray trying to thread the needle a bit there, trying to get the ball to Candace Parker. She got 3 bodies on her.
This is the NFL season. That was into coverage.
It's a great way to look at it. Who's your football team?
The Bears.
Oh, interesting.
It's not always fun, but you gotta stand tall.
I could say that the same way for the Falcons. I'm just trying to get it together, but also going for the Browns this year. So I have a little bit of hope.
You could switch gears to the Rams. They are a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Blocked by Mercedes Russell.
Man, goes old school and takes it and gives it up on the outlet.
Miss Shavonte Zealous underneath. No one was guarding her.
No one.
Chelsea Gray working it. Dips her shoulder. Power move by Miss Gray.
I'm strong. Jewel Lloyd, get in the weight room.
I don't think there's any better way to put it. Clark from outside. And let the threes continue to rain down for the Storm.
The #1 3-point shooter in the WNBA, Alicia Clark at 48%.
Houseway. Chelsea Gray getting the ball to Candace Parker.
That needle was thread.
Very.
Yes.
No doubt. Going back to the Chelsea Gray look.
Yes. Just finds a way. Up top, down low, between the legs, around the legs. If you're a Sparks player and you're cutting to the bucket, you better be ready.
No doubt that for her time to play clinic, Candace Parker and Chelsea Gray were in the passing drills. Waiting to see that pass being taught to the 5- and 6-year-olds. Mercedes Russell going at the diva. Less than 10 on the shot clock. And 3-second violation for the Storm. Defense is where it counts for the Sparks. Big stop there.
The Storm have had trouble scoring most of this year, averaging just 75 points a game. Great double team by Candace Parker.
But defensively, they've been able to contain the Sparks offense in both matchups. And Jordan Canada puts on the Jets, finishes on the right side.
Yeah, she has some good Jets, too.
It's very interesting to hear her say, you know what, my most improved thing for the season was being able to change pace. Well, that pace is 100% go.
But you can see these last couple of possessions. This is the Storm, how they win ball games. Disrupt, steal and go. Get a hand on a ball. That one goes out of bounds. But this is what has made them a playoff team this year. They haven't been able to get that going quite yet. Just 3 turnovers by the Sparks so far.
Godiva to the bench as Candace Parker dives in sneakily to get the ball from Chelsea Gray. Step to the line. Nneka Ogwumike also checks back in for the Sparks.
Now they have a great connection. Gray knows where Parker is going.
This is the first one. Very upset about that one.
It's been an up and down season so far for Candace Parker. But what matters for the LA Sparks is that as you turn the corner into the playoffs, she's playing her best basketball.
This is both of them an 80% free throw shooter. She is only 3 for 6 tonight. I know that her daughter, Layla, is in attendance. Candace was watching her daughter play earlier for the game. Maybe Layla might step in and say, hey, we got to change that, Mom. So jump off between Candace and Jewel Lloyd.
A couple of Chicagoans going at it.
Chicago everywhere. Chelsea Gray left all alone. It doesn't make the Storm pay. Canada trying to lose Raquana Williams. Instead is held up. Switch with Clark and Williams.
Howard's been quiet.
But Jewel Lloyd has been very loud. Another three-pointer for the Storm and 10 points for Lloyd.
How fun is she to watch?
Very. Tia Ruffenpratt trying to answer, hits the back iron. But Nneka Ogwumike tips it to herself. Why not? Underneath for 2.
Just cleans things up.
Jordan Canada trying to push the pace for the Storm. Natasha Howard again missing from the outside. Mercedes Russell trying to finish. Nothing there. And we approach the 2-minute mark in the half as Candace Parker is going at Russell in and out. And so close to an and one. And she'll get to redeem herself on the free throw line.
Yeah, she wanted that one.
Third personal foul for Russell. Only player on both sides with 3 personal fouls, and that's going to lead to Crystal Langhorne checking in the game after this first free throw.
A lot of dynamic post players on Los Angeles for Russell to guard. If you think about it, Nneka and Parker and Chene and Godiva. And we haven't seen Kalani Brown yet. Add another one to the mix.
Who can get the job done on the inside. She has said, I know who's in front of me. The vets, they're very good, but I'm waiting for my moment. She has even heard from her mom, who coached her a great deal in her career. And it's always about stay ready so you don't have to get ready with Kalani.
Derek Fisher, because of all the minutes she got during the course of this season, knows what she can do when she hits the floor.
I like the word that he used for Kalani. I trust her out there. She's put in the work. 8 on the shot clock for the Storm. Canada trying to work it on the inside. Langhorne misses everything on the three-point shot. Chelsea Gray finds Nneka. Spin move on the inside. Put it on the highlight reel. Another 2 for Nneka.
And she does that against a great shot blocker, and you watched her set that thing up. Third in blocks in the WNBA, Natasha Howard. And just go to work. It's all about terrific footwork. And as Chene calls it, doing the Ogwumike. The drop. Hold it off with the opposite arm. That's just a big-time move.
32 of the Sparks' 46 points have come in the paint. And with that shot by Nneka Ogwumike, she's shown us not just that she has range from the outside, but also her efficiency and footwork on the inside. Lloyd with a beautiful touch pass inside to Natasha Howard, but she couldn't convert. Less than a minute. Nneka, that range we were talking about, not there this time. Jordan Canada tried to put on the Jets, but Raquana Williams stripped her. And Candace Parker gets the pass from Williams for 2.
LA with 48 first-half points against an outstanding defensive team. Number 1 in the WNBA, the Seattle Storm. They give up just 75 points a game. They've given up 48 already.
They had 35 in the first half against Atlanta. Different game plan for tonight against Seattle. Welcome back. 30 seconds left in the first half, and the Sparks went on an 8-0 run for that timeout. Seattle trying to get things going. Shooting great from the outside, 38%. But 34 points in the paint for the Sparks, Mary.
Seattle coming off a game, a big win at Phoenix, where they led the Mercury at halftime, 50-35. Shoot 55% from the floor, hit 5 threes. Hasn't been the case so far here in Los Angeles tonight.
So Lloyd, the ball tipped by Tierra Ruffenpratt. 20 seconds on the game clock. 5 on the shot clock. Smothering defense for the Sparks. And with that, there was nothing that Crystal Langhorne could do, and you could see the celebration with Parker and Tierra Ruffenpratt.
Coming off a timeout. A shot clock violation. Outstanding defense by Los Angeles.
That playoff atmosphere already. Every game matters, especially for teams understanding that first round is single elimination. 2 on the shot clock. Chelsea Gray, miss clutch. Closing out the first half with a big bucket.
A dominant offensive performance by Los Angeles in the first half. Gray attacking. The rocker back. How many moves can she put together? Hang time, money time.
Great shot by Chelsea Gray. Well, let's go down to Kirsten Watson, who has Coach with her.
Coach, what worked well that first half?
I just can't say enough things about Tierra Ruffenpratt. Like the way she gets after defensively, she doesn't get as many offensive opportunities as she should. I got to do a better job of trying to figure that out, but her spirit, her competitive fight, like that's what happened in the first half.
And now the crowd is into it. Your team is into it. They're fired up. How do you carry this momentum into the second half?
Well, just staying focused on one possession at a time. We can't play the score. It's 0-0 coming out to start the third quarter. Seattle's an experienced team, so we'll have to be ready to go.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you.
Thanks, Kirsten. That will do it for the first half with the score 50-35. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with interviews, highlights, stats, and more after the break. Welcome back to downtown LA. Well, the Sparks are on a roll in that first half. They have their biggest lead right now at 15 over the Storm, and it's been Candace Parker who's been carrying the load, the vet for the Sparks.
Two-time MVP throughout her career, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Little ball fake here, puts it on the floor against maybe the defensive player of the year, and Natasha Howard set it all up. Gray, pinpoint, perfection, and then running the floor. Just drops it right in. The beautiful pass from Raquana Williams, and the finish by Parker. Jewel Lloyd looking good. Push it ahead. Get to your spot, in rhythm, bottoms up. Just glides right into this beautiful jump shot. No one finds her, and then in rhythm again. Swing it. Find her in the corner. All she needs is a second. Again, another 3 for Lloyd.
Both teams have had their moments where they've shined. Well, for the first half, looking at bench points as well as points in the paint for Los Angeles. That has to be a key distributing factor.
Yeah, it's a staggering number in LA's favor. You see second chance points. Seattle is the worst rebounding team in the WNBA. LA is not a great offensive rebounding team. They're ninth, but doing a great job so far tonight.
And then Natasha Howard with the 10 points. She went quiet after that second three that she had. Want to see if she can get going in the second half. She was very quiet to finish.
LA did a better job of finding her and not allowing her wide open looks.
So you hear that Kirsten Watson has more on Seattle.
Thanks, Angel. So I caught up with Coach Hughes, and he said that on offense, they need to take more control. They need to be better. They need to start putting in those shots. And on defense, they've got to step it up to really slow down this Sparks team. Back to you, Angel.
Thanks, Kirsten.
Well, we've seen LA have some big leads this year, and they have melted away. Ball security is going to be a big part of this. And again, LA wins tonight. They secure third place because of that Las Vegas, the stunning loss in Atlanta tonight, 78-74. 5 players in double figures for Atlanta. At the top of the list, Elizabeth Williams, 20 points.
She had a nice outing against the Sparks on Tuesday, Mary, and it's very interesting, too. Tiffany Hayes, who didn't play, said, we can be those giant killers. We can be the spoilers. We're not in it, but that doesn't mean that everybody else has to have a nice transition into the playoffs. Natasha Howard still struggling to get a shot, but does draw the foul, so stepping up to the line for 2. A good way to get in rhythm to start the second half.
And back to that Vegas game, Liz Cambage only played 13 minutes. We understand from a Michelle Vopel tweet that she had her foot on ice. So certainly as you roll into the playoffs, you want Liz Cambage healthy.
And then their vet, Tamara Young, as well.
She took a bad fall. And they will finish the season in Phoenix.
Diana Taurasi is working her way back.
It's a nice road trip. Atlanta to Vegas, Atlanta, Phoenix.
Vegas trying to get things going. They've lost the last 4 out of the 5 games they've had. Candace Parker missing at the left, but, you know, Neko Gumake cleaning up on the right.
The preseason WNBA GM predictions predicted to win everything. Las Vegas, 33% of the votes.
Beautiful pass by Natasha Howard, showing those playmaking abilities. A lot of contact at the top of the key. Jordan Canada takes a fall.
Seattle foul, number 21, Jordan Canada. Second personal. Correction, first personal.
Third assist. How special is she going to be? I know you're excited because she's from Florida State.
Yeah, well, yeah.
A lot of conversation about, is she the MVP? Just doesn't feel like anyone can touch Deladon with the year that she's having. And the layup drill at the other end.
Well, you got 1 and 2 as far as steals on this Storm team. So you have to be very mindful, whatever team you are, of those 2. Jordan Canada finishing on the other end.
We only had 3 steals at half. That number's got to change. It's got to go up big time for Seattle to win this ball game.
Said Mary, this is a big one. Sparks destiny in their own hands at this point to see if they can lock up the 3rd spot. We know who everyone is going to see in that 4th seed. Washington sit at the top at this point. Natasha Howard with 7 on the shot clock finds Canada. The zone from the Sparks, and that's going to lead to a shot clock violation by Clark, who it seems like didn't even know how much time was on the shot clock.
Dan Hughes saying, shoot the ball. It's the 2nd shot clock violation for Seattle.
See if the Sparks can come out with a little bit more energy, Mary. 3 turnovers this half so far for the Sparks.
In the first 2 minutes.
And a close one there. Chelsea Gray dribbles off of her foot. saw in the last game, too, Coach Derek Fisher was saying, I want more energy from my team. And Chelsea Gray, uncharacteristically, just misses everything on that three.
Well, who was coming out on her? Howard. I mean, that's a whole lot of length. People are going to challenge Gray in that three-point range. You cannot let Chelsea Gray demolish you out there. You want to force her in to the two-pointers.
For the Storm on the shot clock.
Again.
Flirting with another shot clock violation. And just at the buzzer, Canada beats the buzzer but doesn't get the shot to fall.
Just possessions not going anywhere.
Not quality possessions and good looks at the rim. Chelsea Gray, nothing there. Put me on repeat. Neko Gumake cleaning up.
The offensive rebounds continue. The second chance points adding up.
And then there's Jordan Canada. In the blink of an eye, and I actually did blink, and she scored. So Sparks trying to clean up things offensively. Neko Gumake has been the answer, but Storm not going anywhere. Fighting their way back. Welcome back. Well, if you're looking at the standings, this is what it would look like for the playoff bracket if it were settled tonight. And with that Vegas loss that moves them into 4 and LA moves into that third spot, this is a big game for them. Mary, what stands out to you when you're looking at the matchups at this point?
Well, it's a big game for Seattle and Minnesota as well. Seattle won that season series 2-1. They're tied, so Seattle would get the home game. Seattle will finish the season on the road at Dallas. Minnesota will be here in Los Angeles on Sunday. But you have to wonder, Angel, if Los Angeles clinches third on Sunday, do starters play? How deep do you go? You've got it clinched. If you're Seattle, you probably want A-Team LA on the floor when they play Minnesota. So a lot of intrigue still left in the final days.
We know that Derek Fisher isn't against that load management. Already seen NECA in that form. Chelsea Gray, the ball movement for the Sparks out of that timeout has made a difference. Jewel Lloyd trying to get things going, but Tierra Rutherford at the top of the key, finishing for two, a candidate that she said, I wanted to be Defensive Player of the Year.
And at halftime, that's who Derek Fisher wanted to talk about. All that offense, he wanted to talk about Ruffin Pratt's defense.
That was more like a bully move by Raquana Williams, who literally just snatched the ball from Jewel Lloyd. Candace Parker looking inside. Storm doing a great job of clogging the paint, knowing NECA wants that attention. 5 on the shot clock to your Ruffin Pratt. Step back.
Got fouled by Clark. Well, you mentioned NECA. 16 minutes of play, 14 points, 8 rebounds. She is just the picture of efficiency.
Hopefully well rested after missing the last game on Tuesday. Sinead Gumake, sister, really stepped up. Big performance for her. Tierra Rutherford knocks down the first one as there was sub for Jewel Lloyd. And Sammy Whitcomb checks back in for the Storm. But Mary, you mentioned the depth can go either way. How many players have been the high scorer for this Sparks team? Missing games, illness, injury, whatever the case may be. Next player up mentality.
10 different players have started for LA. Only one player has started every game, and that's Chelsea Gray.
Canada cross-court pass to Clark. All of their shots have come within the 5 seconds on the shot clock. 2 for this one. Jordan Canada doesn't get it. And that will result to a turnover for the Sparks. Clark lining up for 3 and touches every part. For the part that counts.
Clark leads the WNBA in three-point percentage. Why hesitate?
Only with one tonight. Raquana with the offensive foul. Raquana Williams.
Scoreless.
Three personal fouls on her. 2 back-to-back games where she's trying to get back into a rhythm. And Chiney Ogwumike quickly runs to the scores table to check in for Nneka. Just as a reminder, you mentioned what her efficiency has been like in those 17 minutes, but Derek Fisher told Kirsten Watson at the beginning of the game that her minutes would be limited for tonight's matchup.
Nneka, her 11th double-double of the season, 14 points, 10 rebounds. Rough and crowd is just harassing Jordan Canada.
Mary, another 5-second shot clock. Clark makes him pay in the corner. Beautiful ball movement for the Storm.
Ended a 6-0 run by LA.
They got the shot that they wanted, you would presume, just with Clark all alone, not being rattled by the short shot clock. Chelsea over the rim to Raquana. The same thing for the Sparks. 2 on the shot clock. Candace Parker working her way all the way in. And Miss Parker.
Again, with Howard on her.
Natasha Howard lines up for her own. Still struggling. Hasn't had a field goal in the second half.
I know the Athletic came out with the survey, and a number of people players in the league felt like Candace Parker was overrated. She's not showing that tonight.
Very interesting quality. Absolutely. Ooh, I believe the coaches and players actually voted on that.
I love Sue Bird's comments on Twitter about it. Great pass.
Wickham finding Natasha Howard. Chelsea Gray all the way to the rim. Wanted that and one, and just like that, she is going to receive a tech because she was very upset that she didn't get the and one call. And underneath, Randy Richardson doesn't like what he heard. She'll get teed up for it.
We have not seen Chelsea Gray get many technical fouls.
You can see her aunt and her mom in the crowd thinking like, hey, you better clean this up. Chelsea Gray is a passionate player. Wickham stepping up to the free throw line. Knocks it down.
Well, if there was a foul, it was early. But not a whole lot there.
Not a lot there. You can see to pick up a tech for the contact.
Here we go.
Biggest lead for the Sparks has been 20.
Got some contact with Howard.
Pump fake by Jordan. Canada almost gets it to fall. Mercedes Russell's right there, but cannot get the layup to fall. Textbook. Boys and girls, get your notepad out.
That's right.
And follow the rules of Chelsea Gray.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Mary, you talked about the connection of Chelsea Gray and Candace Parker. I don't know if this is one of the best passes we've seen from them, this awareness.
And the ability to go with the left hand and use it as well as the right just opens up the whole floor, and you can see the acknowledgement from Parker.
Candace Parker.
Definitely have to stay ready if Chelsea Gray is with you. Another player, I would just say in this league that has that passing ability is Courtney Vandersloot. Who can just deliver the rock. But once again, I mean, when you're coached by John Stockton, another player that everyone should revere in the league, as far as what he's done in the point guard position, you would see why. Flat shot by Tia Ruffin-Pratt, but it's falling in the hands of Candace Parker. And that's well short for Parker.
Talk about Courtney Vandersloot. Averages 9 assists a game. Averages.
Foul number 2, Mercedes Russell.
Leading the league, and it's not even close.
Not even close.
Shanae Ogwumike at the line. Shanae,
She's talked a lot about the adjustment, whether she's starting or coming off the bench, and how different her approach has to be. Still trying to kind of figure that one out.
like what she told us at shoot-around, walking off with her, hey, ladies, it's a process. And she's understanding that. Her role on this team, first year with this team, this is an all-star, but finding her way with other all-stars, a new coaching staff and system that said it's what you're buying into as far as the system, and she's owned it the last few games.
And LA has just blown this lead up.
Wickham, quick release, finds Langhorn on the rebound. And that's denied by Ogwumike inside. 10 on the shot clock, so we'll get it back underneath. Wickham once again, back-to-back 3 attempts. And that one from the wing will go.
Beautiful setup. She came off that screen tight. The ball delivered by Canada.
And the overrated Candace Parker finds another bucket.
This is the most we've seen her put the ball on the floor all season long.
Less than a minute in the third quarter. Mosqueda Lewis still trying to find her first points of the game, only her third shot attempt. And Raquana Williams, it's been a layup drill for the Sparks.
A lot of offensive options coming off the bench for LA. They are healthy for the first time this year. Everybody ready to go, and it shows.
Four-second differential between the shot clock and game clock to end the third quarter. 25-point lead for the Sparks as they close the third quarter out. Candace Parker with the ball at the top of the key. 3 long. Wickham with the rebound. She has time to get one off. Pushes it. And that was close, Mary.
LA had 50 at half. They added another 26 in the third. Nneka on the O boards. Unrelenting. Raquana with the steal. And Chelsea Gray doing what Chelsea Gray does. LA looking to seal up third place in the WNBA. Basketball can be a beautiful thing when it's in the hands of Chelsea Gray. Fadiva, move without the basketball, be ready, and she will find you. Chelsea Gray, time again. Fadiva. Now, it's your turn, Candace Parker. Now one more time. Move without the ball, be ready, delivers it. 8 assists, 10 points. She had a triple-double earlier this season against Washington. Special.
Special indeed. Kind of looks like me in my morning pickup.
Wow.
In reverse, night and day.
Wow.
I'll tell you that.
Well, congratulations, Angel Gray.
No, it was bad. 5 on the shot clock for the Storm. Mosqueda Lewis has to heave one up.
Again, the shot clock is not the friend of Seattle tonight.
I don't know what's been more impressive, Mary, the offense or the defense as Chelsea Gray finds the diva with the behind-the-back pass and 9 assists.
Sports Center, please pick one of them.
Our amazing crew has already put together a lovely package. We'll make sure to tag it. Chelsea Gray, my goodness. Shanae working over Paris.
Natasha Howard had 10 points at the end of the first quarter. She's had 3 since.
Adjustments for the Sparks in the second half. As Elena Beard on the floor trying to find another teammate. And Vadiva finally saves her on the floor.
LA playing defense like they haven't had dinner, and they're not going to get it unless they play well.
Shanae trying to go for another one. It's something about those sisters. Storm trying to stop the bleeding, and that shot by Wickham helps. Biggest lead, 31 for the Sparks. And everyone that has checked in for LA has scored outside of Beard.
And she should have shot it there.
That would have been right there. Hey guys, let's go back to Chelsea. Why not?
Those eyes behind my head, they're working quite well tonight. One more time. I see you, Vadiva. Vadiva, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 10 minutes.
Power move by Chelsea Gray coming back inbounds. It's a nice look. Back to 30 for the Sparks. Devontae Zealous launches one from outside. That one's no good.
It'll be interesting to see how long Derek Fisher sticks with Chelsea Gray. Only starter left on the floor.
Great point. Elena Beard trying to find Masha Vadiva on the baseline. Shot is short. That's a good point, Mary. Just understanding what's at stake now. No game is ever over until the horn blows, but this is a good lead for the Sparks. Wickham tried to respond. Natasha Howard still ice cold in the second half.
And frustration has most definitely set in.
And maybe we'll see some subs here. Derek Fisher calls a timeout, and it's been all Sparks. 30-point game as they close out. A little less than 7 minutes to go to get that third spot. Welcome back to LA. It's all Sparks so far in the second half. It's also Hispanic Heritage Night. Mariachi group played during the break.
It's been fun.
It's been a lot of fun in Staples so far tonight. I don't know, Mary. Should we call the rest of the game in Spanish? You ready for that?
I am not ready for that. And it has not been a fun game for the Seattle Storm and Dan Hughes.
Well, he told you before the game, too, that this team has been resilient. But they've had those struggles where they've gone up and down.
Yeah, he said they get knocked down and they get back up. They'd won 2 straight coming into the ball game tonight. Beat Atlanta, went to Phoenix and won. They finished with 3 on the road, and this game tonight certainly not going the way they want it to go.
So 5 personal fouls against Natasha Howard. It's been a rough second half for her, but for the Sparks, it's been, should I say muy bien?
I think that's appropriate. The stunning thing for LA offensively, they've only made 3 3-pointers. They have 62 points in the paint. Seattle has 16, 62 to 16. We don't see numbers like that very often.
And Mary, the offense for the Storm, they're struggling to get a good shot. The defense for the Sparks have forced them to take those late shots in the shot clock.
Often.
We'll see if that changes around after this timeout. Already under 10, Jewel Lloyd rises up. And that's the Jewel Lloyd that we've grown accustomed to seeing in this league.
Here we go.
Janae Agumake just continues to go to work. I mean, she doesn't even care what the score is. She's doing work.
She's got 12 points. 5 players in double figures for LA.
And the starters are on the bench now, all reserves. But you can see the depth. There is no drop-off with the Sparks. Marina Mabry, like her T-shirt says, this is my kitchen. She gets 2 points in the ballgame.
And it's a full for Dan Hughes. He said, we need a timeout. Again.
Marina Mabry steps in, doesn't take her too long to get warmed up. Sparks having some fun. Well, let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. On Sunday, catch the Sparks in their final home game of the season as they host the Minnesota Lynx at 1 p.m. on ESPN2. For more on this game, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. Get all my information, standings, and what's going on in the league from the app. They're closing in on another home win for their 3-game homestand to finish out the season. Wickham short from outside.
LA has won 12 straight at the Staples Center. Their last loss here on the 18th of June. And it was Washington.
And Kalani Brown, 2 points, 1 minute of play. But what did we say before? When she checks in, her mindset is definitely to contribute and own the minutes.
She's done some very solid things this year. Ada Baylor.
Alexis Jones trying to see if she can find Masha Vadiva. Instead, dials her own number, clinks the glass. Wickham has been lighting it up from outside, letting it fly, but steps out of bounds. You can see the body language of the Storm on the floor right now, how deflating this game is at this point for them. So Wickham checks out. Blake Dietrich checks in.
Her 3rd year in the WNBA.
Out of Princeton. Avery.
And the points in the paint, 68. That's a big number.
Skada Lewis draws a foul on the take to the basket. Mary, 4 minutes left in this game against the Storm. But more than anything, we already addressed how the players have been all season, not just between these two teams, but across the league. We mentioned who our picks were at halftime as far as Rookie of the Year and Player of the Year. I guess we should mention, too, the awards for last month. Arike Ogunbowale averaged 24 points, 4 assists, got the Rookie of the Month, and Mike Tebow was Coach of the Month. Took his team 9-2 in August, led the WNBA. And then also the Player of the Month. Are you surprised? Elena Deladon, who has been on a tear, averaging 20 points in that time frame.
And Tolliver out most of the month of August with the bone bruise. They hope to have her back for the playoffs. So to perform at such a high level with Tolliver not in uniform makes where they are even more impressive.
We've seen a lot of basketball from them, and that's a good reason why they are in that #1 position right now. Elena Deladon, we both said, would be the MVP. The GMs voted that she would also be preseason, that she would be the MVP. She's putting up those numbers.
There's not many players, WNBA, NBA, college, 50% from the floor, 40% from 3, 90% from the free throw line. She's having an outstanding season.
It's very interesting, just as far as the rookies, between Arike Ogunbowale and Afisa Collier. Ogunbowale, I mean, she was the Western Conference Player of the Week, but she was averaging 22 points in her last 7 games. She's shooting 47% from the three-point line, but even for Nafisa, she is one of 3 players averaging at least 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists along with 1.5 steals. But guess who she's in the company with, Mary? Two of the fellow All-Stars, Nneka Ogwumike and Natasha Howard. We see them on tonight's matchup. And she's a rookie, Mary.
And she was the 6th overall pick. Enrique was number 5.
At this point, could they get the co-rookie of the year? Can we say that?
Time will tell.
Well, congrats to both of them who have been stellar in their first seasons in the WNBA, playing against the best talent in the world.
And has started some Twitter wars, a lot of conversation. A lot of disagreements on that one. What do you like in a player? What do you like in a rookie?
Again, 2 on the shot clock. Shavonte Zellis basically shot that from Coach Derek Fisher's seat. Sid Weiss finds Alexis Jones. Asha Vadiva going to work on the inside. Doesn't get it to fall.
Seattle outscored in the paint by 52 points. LA 70 points in the paint.
Well short there. 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. And just as a reminder, the Sparks' season high in points is 98. See if they can even break 100. The last time they scored 100 was in 2017, Mary. So it's going to go the other way. A technical foul is actually assessed on the floor. And I believe it may go against Mabry. And she's trying to get an explanation from the officials. But at this point, the game is out there. And I would be remiss as Mabry picks up her second personal foul. But we talked about the awards and the Community Assist Awards, which I think is a huge example of what these women have been in the league, just leaders in the community. And Jasmine Thomas from Connecticut and her efforts for what she's done for the breast health awareness has been incredible. Hosted a post-game dinner for more than 80 guests to benefit the Kay Yao Cancer Fund and raised nearly $6,000 for that cancer fund.
And you think about some of the things that Natasha Howard has advocated so far this year. I mean, there's a lot of great things going on around the league, off the court as well as on. A year ago, Seattle was the champs. They beat Washington 3-0 in the finals.
Season high in points, 99, breaking 98 that they had earlier in the season. And we're approaching the 1 minute mark. Can they get to 100? We will soon find out. Still going. Mosqueda Lewis underneath for the bucket. They should be able to get the possession even after this. So, Mary, everybody on their feet in this crowd, which we've seen a lot of in this season, have showed up and showed out for their Sparks. Very consistent, averaging over 11,000. And you can hear it in the stands right now with that bucket. 101 with 37 seconds left to go in this game, Mary. What else can you say about what you've seen from this team?
5 players in double figures, just an overwhelming performance in the paint, 74 points, second chance points. They got outrunning in the first half. Double-double by Nneka. And Chelsea Gray just setting the table time and time again for her teammates.
Knocks down another shot. Kalani Brown, 8 points in 5 minutes, and the buzzer is close as sounding. Mary, this is another season, our second season together, which has been phenomenal. We've had a lot of fun, and then would be remiss if we didn't talk about the third member of our team stepping in her first season for the WNBA, Kirsten Watson, who has done an incredible job on the sideline for us. I got to say thank you to our crew as well, who has been, I would would say pretty good.
Stellar.
Stellar. Bettina Shore, we see Jerry Weinstein. Thank you so much for all that you've done. Everyone in the truck. I know we don't have everyone's name. Stats can't do this without you. But this has been a very interesting season for us, just seeing the highs and the lows for the Sparks. So many different changes, but they pushed through.
First-year head coach Derek Fisher and Dan Hughes will try to get the ship righted as they head to Dallas for a game on Sunday. But LA dominant, their 13th straight win at home. And they move to 21-12, and they are